Okay. Which one is the 47? Yes, but I also do SC2. Or wait, are you trying to find what are you looking for? You just go to your profile in game and it should show you your race report. I gotcha. I gotcha. ZVT. Okay. That was the one replay that you submitted a couple like 2 months back now. I think was also ZVT as well. So that one I remember being a pretty simple fix. So I can't imagine we. Did you wanted to do a live ladder session today, right? How about we do a little bit of both? How about we do we go over one replay. We'll do ZVT since it's your worst matchup. We'll go over some key points, and then afterwards, I'll have you play some games. Do you have like a stable connection when it comes to streaming over Discord? Because we have this issue sometimes where people's streams just are quite laggy, and it's harder to do that kind of coaching. Okay, good. Sounds good. Just wanted to double check and make sure, because I tend to not like to offer if someone is like if it's basically unwatchable, you know. So I just wanted to make sure. All right, have you gotten on yet? We'll go. All right. Sure. Or if you already have it in game, you can also just invite me into the lobby, and then I can share my screen with you on Discord, and you can see exactly what I'm looking at. Are you in the Ladder Legends channel? Actually, I'm not even in it right now. Hold on. /join, and it's Ladder Legends, all one word, lowercase. I also have a clan as well if you'd like to join that. Mm-hmm. All lowercase, all one word, so no space. This is just an in-game chat channel. So in the chat window, you can just hit /J and then spacebar, and then wait, sorry, excuse me, /join. So /JOIN and then space Ladder Legends, all one word, all lowercase. No, I have, but I got you. I said I got you. Here, I'll share my screen with you so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. It looks like, wait, yeah, it looks like this. So if I'll leave it and rejoin it. So /join, like that. I hear you talking, but you're cutting out like every other word. I don't know if that's I can't not really hearing you. Everything all right? That's a little better. But I was only getting like the end of every last word. Wasn't. Yeah, it's like you're lagging a bit. Yeah, I wonder if it's because was streaming. I don't know. Talk now? Yeah, okay, that's back to I can hear you again. Mm-hmm. Are you on EU or NA? Okay, just making sure. Here, but what's your in-game name? Gotcha. Gotcha. There we go. Here, and I can do group options if you'd like to join. But let's see. Give you party leader, and then just any recent ZVT losses that you have. You can do watch with others, and then I'll get you to promote me to lobby host or in the game. I might not do the stream if it makes you lag in voice, and I can just ping stuff I'm looking at and then explain why. Well, let's see. I mean, we can go over that one too. That one could be a quick one. But against Reaper Rushes, the most important thing is having an Overlord near the cliff in which they can jump up. Having an Overlord near their base to tell if they're still making Reapers or not, and or to scout the transition, and then trying to get a surround with Lings via like having you like basically set up surrounds with the Reapers. Yes. Roaches can work too. 4 roaches, 1 shot a Reaper. Will you right click my name and click promote to lobby host? There we go. Now I can speed it up and slow it down and pause and stuff like that. So. All right. Base build man. What a name. Fair enough. I mean, my name's Proxium, but I don't proxy people every game, so I guess. Alright. Huh. Okay. Okay, 15 pool. Okay, so the way you want to do this opener, because you're doing 15 hatch, which is correct, and the way when you put the hatch down, that's right. But then, excuse me, hold on, let me back up. So whenever you do the extractor trick, you're gonna start an Overlord and then just rally the drone that's 15 down. That way, whenever you put the hatch down, you'll be able to then continue to drone because you'll already have the available supply. Whereas if you do it this way, where you're doing the hatchery and then you're doing the Overlord, you're having to wait all 18 seconds to start more drones. So it's just putting you, like, you end up being down a drone from where you could have been, but also your hatchery is just not producing a larva during that time. So slight change in the opener, but it's what makes it most efficient. Let's see. He's doing 4 racks Reaper. Interesting. Okay. So going for gas. So you want to... Do we make our initial 4 lings? So regardless, whenever you're playing a Terran, the moment your pool finishes, it should be double queen and then 4 Zerglings as well. The 4 Zerglings are for the Reaper defense. It's for the initial Reaper. We're not even assuming they're going to make more, but just for the first one. And then you're going to have the Lings in the mineral line waiting, and you're not going to attack the Reaper unless he tries to attack your drones. That should be how, like, the initial 2.5 minutes of the game go every time. Nice. So we get, let's see. We get this hatchery. 27 So you want to do Overlord at 27. Always. You're going for the hatchery, which is fine, but Overlord first. That way we don't run into the same issue that we were just talking about with the first hatchery. That way we can continue to produce stuff and we don't waste our hatchery's larva production. Nice. Queen comes out. Good save. We see now we're starting an Overlord, so we're like super hard supply block to 28 right here. So good job starting the Roach War in the moment you see the Reapers, but let's see, when did we actually scout this? So right here, I don't think we're looking at our Overlord, but I'm going to check your vision real quick. But we see the 3 racks Reaper plus an additional Reaper leaving, so the Roach Warren should be starting right now. How long do we wait to start it? 3, 4. You waited about 20 seconds or so, which when it comes to being rushed, right, that's like quite a large amount of time. So I like pulling back to the second queen. So in this scenario, I don't mind the spine crawler, but we want to start another queen first. Like more queens is priority, and you're gonna stop injecting completely. We're just gonna save energy for transfuses. Now the queens are gonna be our health bank, and that's what's gonna buy us time to get better units to actually be able to stop the rush. Also, there's no point in making lings if they don't have speed. The initial reapers, like, I understand why you're doing it right now. It actually will probably keep your queens alive while we're waiting on the roach horn, so I don't mind these lings as much. But in general, if we're not getting ling speed, we don't want to be making lings against reapers. So see, we would have had an extra full health queen that would be coming down right now, right? We started third queen. I mean, you're still okay. This guy is super all in with the version he's doing. He doesn't have an orbital command behind. He's building. 4 racks is also Giga all in as well. 3 racks can be transitioned out of it if they have an orbital and they were making SCVs the entire time. But 4 racks, like, it's just, I have a feeling, and if you want my opinion on what I think happened this game for him, he didn't do anything for the first 20 seconds, so I think he was AFK, and I think his response to that was, I'm just going to try to all in you because I don't want to play a macro game. Yeah, so the magic number with roaches is at least 4, and then what you want to do is you want to, like, walk backwards to make the reapers run forward, and then as you're turning around, right click on a single individual reaper, and what that'll do is, like, the reapers will go slightly too far forward with their momentum, and the roaches will one-shot the reaper, and then you want to go back, target a reaper. So it'll be like you're basically just stutter step taking out one at a time. The same concept of like when Terran players snipe banelings, but you'll be doing it here with reapers. Unfortunately for our roaches right now, we're not able to like get them all in one place. So in the yes, because you're using all of your hatcheries. So what we want to be doing here is you can use the other larvae. I wouldn't recommend using the third base larva really, but make sure we're absolutely doing the main base larva first though, because this is our most defensible spot. You just click on the hatchery by itself. You don't have to use your all hatchery hockey for this. Personally, I put my main base on 4 and then all of my hatcheries, including my main base, on 5 as well. And the reason why I have the main base alone selected is because if I need to go back to the main, I mean, I have camera locations as well, but majoritively because that's what you make your hive and your lair most of the time, right? So I usually have whatever base that is put on a separate hockey. And in cases like this, it's really nice to be able to just make things in the main. But unfortunately, at this point, I don't want to say you're completely dead, but he has a lot of reapers. He's only lost 2. So if you look at the units lost, we've lost 2,000 resources compared to 200 currently. Even still though, like as far as like could you win the game? Absolutely. Like I said, he still hasn't gotten an orbital, so another thing you want to do against Reapers is you want to take a second gas, and then you want to start making Ravagers. And the reason why you want to make Ravagers is because they do 2 more damage, so they just end up injuring the Reapers more overall. They have Corrosive Bio, which can be like a zoning spell, right? But most importantly, they get longer range. And they also move faster. That is also important, but the longer range is the biggest part. You can catch Reapers as they're leaving easier than Roaches can. Roaches have 4 range, Ravagers have 5 or 6. I don't actually remember if it's 5 or 6, but one of the 2. But yeah. There's not much more to it, yeah. They have to be done. So the reason why spine crawlers like just basically feel like they get insta'd whenever they're building is because they don't have their armor. Finished spine crawlers have additional armor. I'm pretty sure it's one. Either way though, anything with armor applies twice against Reapers because Reapers have 2 attacks. Each shot is two shots basically. So that's another reason why like you see how he's getting +1 weapons. That's also twice as effective on Reapers with upgrades as well because they have 2 attacks. So it is the first one is worth it initially because you can walk it down with the queens, and then you should have enough units by the time you like you usually don't need more than 1 as long as you're on top of the defense, right? So it's just like in the future we're gonna be, if we are seeing multiple Reapers come across, right, we're gonna look, scout, make sure it's a high barracks count. Now if it's 2 barracks, you don't want to overreact. If it's any more than 2 though, you do. Like with 2 barracks you can hold with just queens. But any more than 2 barracks Reaper, then you're going to need to pull a defense out, right? So the defense, I don't, Roaches is fine, but it's just going to be like immediate Roach Warren, 1 Spine Crawler, extra Queens. But if we're talking of order of operations, it's going to be Roach Warren, extra Queens, then Spine. Like the Spine is the least important out of all of those. But yeah, there's not much more to this one. This guy just kind of got, he just got lucky you didn't know how to defend, basically. All right. Did you want to go over a slightly longer one or like more of a macro game? Yeah, of course. Let's do it. Okay. I gotcha. So the most important thing to remember is that, especially around diamond level, when people do that, they are not keeping up with what they're doing at home. So it's just like their macro tends to slip a lot. And you shouldn't play as if that's going to be the case, because whenever you play against better players, that won't be the case. However, it is true to an extent, even all the way up until like mid GM or so. It's just like if people are putting in too much effort in just one thing at a time, their other aspects of their game tend to falter. So yes, so whenever you, after you make the 15th drone, then you make an overlord and you just rally this drone down and you'll be able to make the hatchery. Hatchery goes down in 43 seconds, and then your spawning, you'll do 18 gas, 17 spawning pool, and your spawning pool will go down the normal like time of, I think it's like 112. That's when it goes down. So it's like you get this hatch and stuff slightly faster, but it's not worth the being supply block right now. Speed to the beginning a little bit. All right. So one thing I do want to note is I think that by going pool before gas, it's a fine opener, and it will get you where you want to go, point A to point B, but you are making the early game potentially harder on yourself by having a later link speed. So it's fun. Like I said, it's fine if you want to keep doing this, but like especially against guys that tend to play a lot of Reapers and stuff like that. Like Zergling speed tends to put a timer on all of the like mid-range Reaper builds, and also help against like early Hellion aggression because they can catch the Hellions on creep. So it's just one of those things that you want to consider. Maybe having some games where you do open link speed. It's like the bread and butter for Zerg. Nice. So whenever you're dealing with aggression with workers, this is a little trick you can use. If you're pulling them off the line, I think you're actually attacking the Reaper here, so it's slightly different, but this is just a good advice in general. If you're dealing with like harassment or something, if you pull the workers away and then you left shift click them back to the minerals, they will go to wherever you clicked initially, right? And then they'll immediately go back to mining. And this will save you from having to, like, you can just then deal with whatever you were dealing with, and you don't have to worry about putting your workers back to mining later, if that makes sense. Like, it saves you time and attention later on. Exactly. So on this map, I like the first overlord going here. The second overlord should go on this pillar in the middle by the third base. And then the first one can be sent in later for scouting. You want to get a scout between 3:30 and 4 minutes to really figure out what they're doing. In this case, it's 2-on-1. So 2-on-1 is the bread and butter of the Terran builds. It's 16 Stim Marines. I'm sure you're familiar. But it hits a good 2-on-1 will be hitting your base by 5:05 to 5:15. Yes, if they're on top of it. I mean, the earliest it can be there is like 5 minutes. Like the earliest, I go off the Beyond standard, which he was having it leaving his base at 4 minutes and 38 seconds. So depending upon the map, sometimes he'd be there at like 4:55, like super fast. Yes. But it does, those little second differentials matter because of how many drones you can get out. Most of the time you're trying to defend with anywhere between 44 and 51 drones. If you can defend with 51 drones, that's a perfect defense. Like, the most greedy you could have been, still defended it. But I always tell people to aim for 44, because 44 is still perfectly fine. It'll get you where you need to go. So whenever you see a 2-on-1 out, your goal should be... I don't think we got link speed this game yet. If you're going to go roaches, that's fine. But most of the time I recommend Queen Ling because it's the cheapest defense. You only need minerals for it. You don't need gas. And you can also, it helps if you do defend it with Queen Ling, then you have so much more so many more minerals to further your economy, because minerals for like economy furthering only requires minerals. It doesn't require any gas, right? So if you do want to go roaches, you throw the roach horn down right at like 3:45-ish in the game. So like, I think you're about to do it right now, aren't you? What are we doing right now? Nice. That's actually perfectly timed. But then you go up to use the supply count in the top right, go up to 44 drones like we're talking about, and then just make queens and roaches until you see the drops. Now, one thing I will say about going roaches is that it will more easily defend the actual marines themselves, but roaches do not deal with drops very well. It's why the most common follow-up with them tends to be hydralisks, but... Nice, we're going +1 Carapace. So another thing about roaches that I want to mention, at least in regards to Terran, roaches against marauders, they're gonna suck regardless of your upgrades. Roaches against marines, they already start with +1 armor. So if you think about it, like if as far as the marine standard go, when they have 0/0, they have 0 armor and baseline damage, right? Roaches to them already have +1 armor because they just have 1 base armor. So roaches hit a really strong power spike whenever you get +1 attack and roach speed with them, because they already have like 1 armor and basically +1 attack, right? So just something to think about for the future. +2 Carapace will make them exceptional, or +1 Carapace will make them exceptionally good against marines. Don't get me wrong, but. Very good. Roach speed. Nice. Units. So, you want at least 8 to 10 roaches to defend this, which I think you go up to 9, so it's perfect. But, okay, and then one other thing too is if you're gonna lose workers, so I just saw you basically like panic queue 7 roaches because there's guys in your base, right? So, it's a I like to call it like a logical fallacy, basically, because there's units in my base, I should build more units, right? That makes sense in your head. But if they're gonna do damage to your economy, the best way you can recover is by already rebuilding the economy. Exactly. And just knowing that you have enough to defend, which in this now we know like 8 to 10 roaches is the perfect number, especially if we have queen support. So like you have 9 roaches here, that's plenty to defend. You could know that you're gonna be safe and already remake the drones, if that makes sense. But yeah, usually this is a. So there's two variations of this follow up. It's usually third barracks and third medevac, or third CC. This guy is kind of doing both because he just was floating a bunch of money and didn't decide to do either on time. But the third medevac variant is way more aggressive, and also I don't want to say more all in, but it's just it's less economic. So if you see the third medevac and you deflect the third medevac pretty well, you're in a really good spot. I mean, you're doing a great job not F2ing right now. Nice, and the drone's back. Nice, you remade 10 drones. You remade the economy as you knew you had enough to defend. Very nice. And then we're going across. This is also a good play. The same kind of mindset works against Mutalisks as well. Is like the best defense is a good offense kind of thing. Okay, we cannot fight in lib zones like for any reason. It's just their libs are some of the highest DPS units in the entire game. Yeah, they just move out of them, you know? Like, it would be, like, we fought a lot by this ramp, right? We didn't, yes, we killed SCVs, and which you're almost, I mean, you're more than double ahead of him in workers, right? But it's just like, imagine if we kept those roaches alive and we killed something like +1/+1 kind of thing. Like, there's still other value that you could get that we don't have to just sit there and fight in the lib zones. And it's just simple movements, too. Like, I'm glad that you're at home focused on dealing with this kind of thing, but if you think about it, right, like you just sent your entire army across the map. If you lose your entire army, you kind of gave up your advantage with all the stuff that you just killed, right? So it's like you just killed his whole army, now you're attacking. If you lose your entire army, then it's kind of, yeah, it's just a way worse position for you. Than at that point you should have just kept it at home kind of thing, right? Nice. I mean, we still have enough to defend. This is fine. So I think this is a mistake. We have still 12 out of 16 on here. We have none of these gases filled up. We don't have any gases taken out of our third base. Like no gas in our main base now. It's just like so all of these drones could be more useful not long distance mining at the moment. Now granted, we're very far ahead, and I want to lament the fact that you're doing a good job. Not only keeping up the aggression, keeping your opponent's economy back, and also dealing with what he's doing. However, this is us going up to 4 bases, right? We are mining the equivalent of less than 2 base mining currently with how our drones are operating. Not too much to say about that. You could have transfused the queens, but that's not really the stuff I'm worried about. You're doing a pretty decent job injecting. One thing I will say is I'm noticing you're consistently having a surplus of money. I'm gonna go back and go over some of these fights before. But when you're having a surplus of minerals like this, like especially if it's over 1,000 or so, just throw down another hatchery. I think we actually have a lot of larvae that we're not spending right now. Yeah, we do. We have 12, but overall, just I mean, your problem right now is you're lacking gas, but well, so this is one of the reasons why getting ling speed is also a nice thing too, because it's like then you can, if you have a bunch of minerals, you can mineral dump into lings, and at the very least they're a meat shield for your roaches, right? So yeah, so I mean, right now for you, I would do extra queens because they're also ranged units, so they benefit from the upgrades that you've already been getting. They're also very fantastic defensive units with transfuse that you spread creep. You know, they're just good macro tools. So queens, and then yeah, drones. That would be the 2. Drones first, queens second. But one thing about roaches is they're very supply inefficient, but you can mass them rather easily. So I liked the first attack because we were getting attacked a lot and we cleaned up a lot of units. However, this next attack that we do, we don't have enough supply to really justify attacking. Like, any sort of big frontal push like this, you're going to want to go with at least like 170 supply or more of roaches, because they trade very inefficiently against bio. So you have to win by quantity over quality, basically. Like, that was good. That was good. No, it depends. The entire dynamic of this matchup shifts the moment you get to Hive Tech. So until Hive Tech, your units do suck, though. Just FYI. Like, Hydras are the only units that are worth anything, really, in the Zerg army before Hive Tech. Lings as well. Like, everything has value, don't get me wrong, but it's just like they're all resource inefficient units. All right, so we're getting Ling speed. Yeah, we're barely mining more than this guy still, even though we have 20 more or 15 more workers than he does. Let's see. We're mining a lot of gas now, which isn't bad. We're slightly oversaturated in the main, but we just don't have a lot of our mineral patches just aren't being used. We could have a lot more drones. The only reason that, like, think about it this way, Terran's income is always going to be supplemented by mules, right? So, which this guy hasn't been muling, but still. We just don't have that many drones on minerals, like raw mineral drones straight up. You have 10 drones on minerals in the natural, 18 in the main, and 12 in the third, but we have none on the other base as well. It's really interesting how, I mean, his mineral income is quite a bit lower than yours. It's like 600, but still, regardless, an entire base is something like 860 to 900. So he gets a base. It's fine. I mean, he traded a whole bunch of army for it, so this is one of those things that, like, is it really worth it? Not really. Where you weren't even really mining off that base. 3 biles, by the way, on a Liberator kills it, and you can have, like, Flyer Helper on, where it shows you where the Liberator is, like, over. Usually when you do the Corrosive Bile and you hover it over the unit, it'll start blinking. You notice that? But yeah, so if you do 3 biles on a Liberator, it'll kill it. And it can't move as well. If it sieges up and you do the biles, it literally cannot unsiege fast enough to dodge it. So if you ever watch, like, pro games where they're doing, like, mostly roaches, but they'll always add in 3 Ravagers for siege tanks and Liberators and Widow Mines. Okay, there's another point where we're attacking without the supply. Like, look how much money we have, right? If we just made, like, one huge round of roaches after some good injects, yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily suggest Lings here, but it wouldn't hurt. Like, yeah, anything really. Yeah, no, for sure. Any sort of meat shield helps a lot. That's a Ravager Zergling is a unit comp in itself as well. Like, that's something you could also go for. Ravagers do more damage, like we talked about. They have more range. They are also no longer armored, so Marauders don't do anything bonus against them. And then people add Banelings in as, like, the icing on the cake. But yeah, so you actually had this game up until not this last fight that we just took, but the one before. We're just fighting with too little supply. So well, 2 things for Zerg. You want to be at 85 drones before you're going and trading and taking fights. That ensures that you have enough of an economic machine to continue to fight after the fact. And then also, you want to... Sorry, I was looking at your main base and looking at the Liberator. I have something I want to say about the Liberator in a second. But you want to make sure you're maxed before you start fighting the first time. So 85 drones and then max, and then you can just continuously throw units at them. That's where you get this term swarm from, is you just get to berate them with army after army after army most of the time. Now, you don't want to trade, like, super inefficiently if possible. Of course, you want to try to take good fights, but if you have enough of an economy and you're expanding at a decent pace and you're able to keep your drones, like, mining efficiently, you should be able to throw almost unlimited units at your opponent for at least, like, 10 to 15 minutes once you're at 85 drones. I mean, you can hit timings while you're also focusing on economy, right? So, like, a good example of that would be, like, okay, I have open up with your normal 3 bases, I'm going to get to 55 drones. I'm going to get, like, while I'm in the midst of that, I get a lair. I start +1 attack. I get roach speed. And then right as roach speed's, like, halfway done or so, you just make nothing but roaches until it's done with roach speed and +1. And then you go across, like, 30, 35 roaches. And just see what you can do. And then while you're leaving with that push, you can get your last 15, 20 drones behind it. And then now you're suddenly on a good, the ideal economy. Exactly. So it's just like you can hit, like, you can pressure whilst you're getting an economy up. Yeah, exactly. You just have to have, the most important thing is having, like, a plan in mind of what you want to do. I always say, like, man with a bad plan is better than man with no plan. So it's just like, whatever you want to do, just make sure you're sticking by it, and we are objective about what we're doing. So, like, in this case, if you're attacking here, like, actually, it's a good thing to ask. What exactly, like, were you looking to do when you attacked him here? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you just want to get some sort of counter damage in, which isn't a bad thought process. But then we still need to, like, I don't want to say this, like, add some extra complexity to that by adding, like, an actual objective. So you think about your army first off and foremost when you do this kind of thing, whenever you're going for these kinds of attacks. Okay, what kind of army do you have? You have a Roach Ravager army. What do Roach Ravager excel in? They excel at being chased. Whenever they're being chased, you can bile, and then you can, like, run away as the biles are landing, and you try to basically bait the army into, because if the player is not controlling their army properly, the AI will follow you right as you're backing away, and then they'll run right into the biles. So that's what Roach Ravager excels at. Just going in and out and in and out and in and out. What's the best place to do that at? Their outside bases, right? So in this case, it'd be this third. So with all that in mind, you'd want to probably come down here and go this way, and then we could poke in at this base or break these rocks down or something and poke in at this base. Try to see if there's anything we can do. Don't overcommit. Make sure see if we can do some damage. If not, then we back off. Now, against bio, it's a little harder, but that's why we have the bios while we're running away, kind of thing. But the most important thing is just like having good supply before we do anything like this. And as far as your main query about this was being able to defend, like, multi-prong, this guy is mostly just on Liberators. Like, he did drops in the beginning, but the majority of the damage that you've taken this game has been from Liberators. So first and foremost, just get a Spore at each base, and you try to have the Spore in common locations for Libs to come in. So, like, on your main base, it'd be right on the right side of this gas geyser. Great place to put a Spore. And then you just have the Queen on the left side of the base. That way you tend to have most of the base covered. At least the Liberator is taking damage before it gets to siege and, like, as it's sieging and stuff. And in your natural, it's going to be right below that. Probably, what's a good spot for this? Let's see. Like, the left side of the back of the mineral line, and then the Queen on the right side of the hatchery. That way, now you have both queens in close proximity to each other, and then the Spores cover the other side. And then for the third base, it's going to be probably the top left behind the mineral line, and then you'll have the Queen at the bottom of the hatchery. You do stuff like that, and it just gives you a basic perimeter of defense, at least against one-off air units like this that are just meant to distract and or inflict some sort of damage. And you won't find yourself, A, having to worry about it as much because your static defense takes care of it, but B, you won't take so much damage against it. So right. Not much more to say about this one besides those two fights. So, all right, you want to do some ladder games? All right, share your screen. You'll be the hands, I'll be the brain. Let's do it. We'll work on opening, like, getting to a proper drone count before, like, teching up. So generally with Zerg against Terran as well, you want to get to like 48 drones on minerals before you're adding any additional gas. So that's full 3-base saturation. So it'd be 16. Yeah, before adding any additional. No, you'll have one gas already, right? It will just add back onto gas later. But you can get your initial steps into the next stage of the game started off of just one gas, and then during that time you're focusing on getting your mineral income to an optimal state, which is 3-base saturation, at least at the beginning. It says you have their your application pause. So go back into StarCraft and we'll see. Let's see. It's looking okay. It's looking okay. Yeah. I mean, let's see. Hopefully it's not laggy. It doesn't look like it's gonna be too laggy. You can go ahead and leave the party and then let's get started. Probably have time for 2 or 3 games, but if we lose, I always like to end it on a win. So yeah. 600 wins in one season. Very nice. Okay. I gotcha. Right. Diamond 2 Zerg. Let's go. Rigoberto. Right, so we send our Overlord across. Yes. So you'll get yes. So you'll get an Overlord. You get a drone. Yeah, cancel and then Overlord. Yes. And then the drone that's about to finish, you rally that to your natural. Actually, I mean, it seems kind of early. Actually, it's fine. We'll just do that this game. It doesn't. It's okay. It won't make that much of a difference. I promise. You just put it on patrol or something. But yes, this is how it tends to go. So now you get the hatch. 43 seconds, like we talked about. Send that Overlord out. No, so you keep making drones until 18, and then you get the gas. Yeah. I gotcha. One more drone, and then gas. Now gas. Yep. And then you just get the spawning pool as well whenever you have the money. All right. Now we keep droning. And then put on gas one by one. Usually you do drones that are just finished returning the minerals to put on the gas geyser. Rally as well. Rally also works. We're good. And now we will get an Overlord at 19. So you can go ahead and grab one right now. Very good. All right. And then you can go ahead and do one more drone. Very good. And then once your spawning pool finishes, we're going to get double queen. And then one set of Zerglings. Every time. And ZVZ, absolutely. In ZVT, it's not completely necessary. In ZVP, it's also not completely necessary, but I personally get it every single game. All right, so we get link speed, and then we can pull one off gas. Link speed and then one off gas, yep. Because you only need 2 for proper Baneling production for the early Link Bane stage. Alright, so we see not after now we get a Baneling nest, yeah. So you have Lings coming across right now. We saw at least 4 coming across, so we should go ahead and make some more Zerglings for defense. You get a Baneling nest, get it 1 square from the top of your second hatchery, so it makes a little wall. One right there. Now you put the queen in the middle of that, between the hatchery and that Baneling nest. This is a really good defensive position. That way you can't get surrounded by lings. And now let's make an Overlord, and then let's make some more lings. Okay. All right. Your Overlords are getting killed by queens. You're walking your Overlords into queens. It's okay. Let's go ahead and preemptively make at least, yeah, one more is good. Let's go ahead and do another one. Do one more OV. All right, you can have 2 for this stuff, by the way. We need to get all of our lings together. Rally your hatcheries to the downstairs. So just click, yeah, right there. That's fine. Just anywhere. They weren't rallied at all. So, all right, let's go ahead and make a round of drones, and then let's go take our third. Let's use these lings to take our third. Yep, you can fight this. Go take a third. Do you have your camera location set up by chance? Okay, just making sure. I'll show you how to centralize them after this game. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and get a lair and then throw down a roach warren. So lair, Roach Warren, and then make drones. Yep, just spam drones for now. We need to send one Ling to check for his third base, and then we need to make we need to make 2 safety banelings at home. And then we put the third drone back on gas in our main base. Keep injecting. Make sure we're injecting. You can go ahead and get a second gas in your main base. Check for the third base, and then check in the main. He has no speed. We need to check for Muta or Roach. So send those Lings into his main base. Okay, Overlords. We're going to be supply block soon. And let's go ahead and get an evolution chamber. Alright, what are we seeing in the main base? Alright, he's getting a lair. He has 2 gas. At the front of his wall, what buildings did we see? Roach Warren, double Evo. That's fine. Okay, so in this case, we'll go Spire once the lair's done. So throw down a Spire. It's okay that we got the Roach Warren, and we'll use the Evo chamber for... Yeah, VS. Yeah, alright. And then let's take another gas in our main base. Inject that base. Fixture oversaturation in your natural. Send like 7 drones to the third base. Yeah. Okay. And alright. We took a few... not yet. We're not going to use the Evo chamber yet. We're going to save the gas for mutas for now. So the Evo chamber just stays idle for now. So we need to finish droning up our bases. We need to put a Zergling spotter outside of his main base. We're rallying another Overlord into his base, which is fine for scouting, but we just need to know that you can send it in. That's fine. We get an extra follow-up scout, but we need to preemptively make more Overlords because it's going to die. Let's go ahead and take our 4th base, and then let's make sure we're injecting. We need to saturate that gas in the main base, and then take our 3rd base gases as well. All right. Take your 3rd base gases. All right. Took a 4th base. Good. How close is our Spire? All right. It's finished. Make mutas. Very good. Now separately hotkey those, and then the next 100 gas, we're going to start +1 melee. Let's go ahead and get another hatchery in the main base. Another macro hatch. Yep. Okay. Okay. Actually, start spine crawlers in the natural. Start like 2 or 3 spines, and then make more mutas. More mutas, and then links. Mutas and links. Very good. Okay. Mutas fight the roaches. There's a lot of roaches. Try to run the drones away. Run them to the bottom. Away on the right side of the map. Yeah. All right. Keep making mutas. As many mutas as you can. As long as we keep the drones alive, we'll be fine. Mutas and roaches. Mutas and roaches. It's okay. Just keep making mutas. Keep making roaches. I mean, keep making mutas. Keep making lings. I don't know why I keep saying roaches. Run those drones away. Run those drones to the natural. Actually, no. We'll... Yeah, the natural has spines now, so... You can go back. That's fine. Okay, alright, make drones now. We defended. Let's make drones. And let's get some injects going. Fixture mining. All those drones that ran to the right side, we can bring back to this base because it's still alive. Alright, very good defense. I know that sounds crazy to say, but that was actually a perfectly fine defense, considering he got there right before our mutas were ready. So let's resaturate our gases. Alright, let's keep making drones. We got to send the mutas across, and we need to try to deny a 3rd base. The roaches need to stay here, if possible, so if you don't mind separately hotkeying. No, you're good. You can... yep. Alright, yeah, kill it. This is all free. Very good. Alright, make drones. We just need to keep droning for now, all the way back to like 60. Alright, yeah, that's our new 3rd base, by the way. I check for a 3rd from him. Okay, kill that queen. Okay, back up. Back up. Can't fight that. Can't fight the hydras. It's okay. We gotta back up. To go ahead for +1 roach, +1 missile attack, and then roach speed, and we're gonna make roaches. Very nice with the drone count. Alright, so you send the mutas to his main base. We need to harass him. Most of the time I would suggest focusing on your economy and your army, but we're behind in this game, so we need to... We gotta make something happen. Oh, he's already going for an attack. Make roaches. Unfortunately, if he's coming across right now, I think we're kind of dead. Yeah. right. Yeah, so the muta, yeah. Yeah, I think it's okay. Let's rewind this one. So GG, and then let's rewind it. And then we want to look at the about a minute before the mutas came out, so probably like 5 minutes or so in the game. Yes, all the time. Yeah, so I think he's doing 1-1 roach. I think so because of the oversaturation, I think I just had you over drone a bit. I kept looking at our outside bases and thinking like, oh, we don't have that many drones. But then you'd look at a base and there'd be 26 out of 16 on one of them or something, and I'm just like, oh, okay, we do have a lot of drones. So I think we just over droned a little bit, which is okay. Happens to the best. I think we also underdid it on the spine crawlers. I said 2 to 3. We should probably do like 5 to 6 next time. Having the new base was very nice. All right, let's see. Speed it up a little bit, and hit B for me. It's production tab, and then will you hit Control plus N as well? Yeah. Control plus N. Yeah. All right. There you go. So he's making nothing but roaches. So our spire's only halfway done, and he's already going for the attack. So this is something. This is why you remember at one point I also said we needed a ling spot around here so we can know when he's coming. This is for one of those reasons as well. Because it's just like he's on a timer, right? He doesn't know he's on a timer, but he is on a timer because of mutas. Because of the mutas. Well, that, but also because you're going mutas, right? Mutas just are a counter to roaches. So. And then we could play it out. I want to see how bad it was after his initial attack. It didn't feel like it was that bad, but I think losing all the drones in the natural made it worse than it should have been. A quicker, well, so the Roach Spire was not the initial play, but we were going to be behind in upgrades because he was going double evolution chamber. What double evolution chamber also means is that it's way less economic, and we were going for economy, right? So what was the plan? The plan was to counter this first push, then go back into Roaches ourselves, and we just have so much better of an economy that we're able to just overpower him. That's how I've been playing ZVZ, and it's been working out for me very well. So against this kind of style specifically, where they're going like super early double upgrade roach. All right, so hit U for me, so we can see the. No, we're dead even on drones currently. So he just makes hydras from here, if I'm not mistaken. So this is one of the reasons why the mutas are so important, because we actually have a plenty good army as far as the mutas go. But what we need to do is we need to go back and forth, like side to side from main base to third base. And what this will do is he will have to chase with your hydras. What he needs to not feel is safe to leave his base. That's the most important part whenever you're coming from behind with playing mutas, which we're not behind, we're about even, so it's better than coming from behind. But in general, whenever you're playing mutas, you don't have a fighting army right away, right? It's like the mutas kind of just fall over. They're kind of like paper, but they can do so much economic damage. They can just do a lot of damage in general. So it's just like we use the mutas as a counter to his initial push, and then while they're harassing, we get our economy back up. And then the idea is once he comes across the map, we just have a ton of roaches ready to go. So yeah. All right. I mean, it's okay. We can go ahead and go to the next one if you want. It's I just wanted to see what the standings was like after, which knowing that we were even on drones is a good thing. That means that we clean up our defense a little bit. Say we stay like 10 or so drones ahead of him. We crush that no problem. So, ready? To an extent, yes. I tend to try to play my opponents as much as I can. Like whenever your opponent does something in game, they're showing you who they are and how they want to play, at least to some extent, even if subconsciously. So I try to take that information and use it against them. That's what I was attempting to do to your opponent right there with the whole seeing the double evolution chamber. It's just like switching your reaction up basically. I think having good build orders build orders are specifically good for aggression and for like timing and stuff like that. But as far as like being a whole well-rounded StarCraft player, I think it's like being able to play your opponent more so than playing the game. But that comes with time. That comes with just being in thousands of situations and just having seen this before, so I know what to do, kind of thing. But I don't think it's a bad idea for you to have like certain builds. The thing is with Zerg, it does tend to be harder because you are a reactive race in general. Like your idea is, for the majority of the time, even Zerg builds are just how to get to this drone count faster kind of thing. It's less so than like, okay, we're going to be hitting this sick +1 timing with this, this, and this. And the reason why that is because Zerg is the only race that cannot do both. You cannot make workers and make units at the same time. Can you do it physically? Yes, but as far as order of operations go, like they all come from the same thing, eggs and larvae, right? Like I can make a full round of production as Terran and also still be making workers. You can't do that as Zerg. If you want to make a full round of units, then you can't make workers, right? So ZVP. All right. No, you're fine. You're fine. Remind me after this game to show you how to centralize your camera locations. Actually, I can just teach you how to do it here. Whenever we'll do it when we get your natural hatchery. You started your overlord? No, you can. Well, you can try, but it's very unlikely. You'll start your overlord first. Remember? Don't start the OV. Yep. Once you make the hatchery and add it to your hatchery hotkey, right now, double tap it and now reset your camera location. No, yeah, go back to your natural. Yeah. So double tap it and now reset your camera location. Like reset it while you're on your hatchery right here. Now it's centered after you've done that, like that. And what that does is it makes stuff like defenses much, much easier. And what I mean by that is like, say you have to pull your drones away, the minerals are in the exact same spot every time, if they're centralized. So you can just pull drones to minerals super fast. All right, let's get our gas. Then let's get our pool. Good thing to know he's not cheesing. What a nice guy. Spawning pool. Spawning pool. Oh, you're good. No, you're good. This is a build you like. This is just the 15 hatch openers. So this is very basic. So I'm saying like in terms of like you can get used to doing this thing against all matchups if you'd like. This can be your new bread and butter. You end up getting like 2 or 3 more drones early on. It's very nice. It feels better, a lot better economically. Mm-hmm. Okay, just make workers for now. We can go ahead and send... Actually, I was going to say send one to the 3rd early, but that's just... It should wait. We'll just be patient. Be patient. What is that, forge? That's a forge, right? Yep, okay. So, check his natural. We need to see, he's chronoing something. It has to be a zealot. Oh, is that a... We need to see his cybercore. Cybercore on the right side. Okay, you also need to see his nexus. Oh, his nexus first. Okay, that's fine. Just take off gas. We need to get our zergling speed, and then we need to take off gas all but 1. Yep, zergling speed. And then go send a drone out to take your 3rd. Keep the overlord in the main base. He's not going to have a unit to kill it for a while. Yep. We just need to figure out what he's doing. We need to basically, we're looking for when the Stargate goes down. Okay. That's fine. Just go take the other 3rd. It's okay. And then overlord. Overlord, you get an overlord at 31. Just for reference, out of 36. And then you get another overlord at 39 out of 44. If you want to maintain, like, optimal production. All right, now we're gonna get a lair now with this 100 gas. Stalker is a good sign. That means he's spinning his gas on that. Okay, and then we need to put back on gas. Sorry, your stream started lagging, so I wasn't able to. Right. No, we need to. Yeah, we need more OVs. We lost that Overlord. Plus, we were gonna need one anyway. So go ahead and start another one. Go ahead and start one more after this. We also are still rallying them across. So we need to pull these Overlords back and reset our hatch rallies. Very good. Add the third hatchery to your hockey, and then let's centralize it like we did with the natural. Very good. Inject. You missed an inject on the natural. All right, Roach Warren. Very good. So we're gonna go Roach Hydra this game. We're gonna do the bread and butter. We don't know what's coming. Let's go ahead and make some lings. We need some like spotterlings. You have a drone that's chilling by that gas geyser, your natural that's not working. Very good. Fix our saturation. All right, Queen. Very nice. And then let's go ahead and get an evolution chamber and a Hydralisk den. We're being greedy here, so we need to take the watchtower, and then we need to check for his third base. If he doesn't have either, we could be in trouble, and we need to start making units like yesterday. It's a Void Ray. Okay, that's fine. So we're not going to make Roaches anymore. We're going to make Hydraling, which is fine. Yep. Let's go ahead and get some additional Overlords, since we just lost one, and we're about to be supply blocked. All right. Take a fourth base. Take the middle right fourth base if possible. Yes, because he has his probe at the other base, so what he'll keep thinking is that maybe you're not being greedy. We're not on the watchtower in the middle, by the way, so we're lacking a lot of free vision here. Very good. Okay, now get the Hydralisk upgrades. I think you have a den at your natural. Did we get 2 Hydra? Yeah, it's okay. You can cancel one of the upgrades and get the other upgrade if you want at the other den. You see? Yeah, you gotta cancel one, then get the other. Very good. Now get the gas in your main base. Gas at your natural as well. Start +1 at the natural. We have 2 evolution chambers, I think, as well. No, just one. Just one. Okay, so, yeah, ranged. Very good. And then we're going to get a Baneling nest as well. Because we're going to swap to Hydraling Bane from Roach Hydra, because Roaches are just not going to be very beneficial if he's going air units. Hydraling Bane tends to be very versatile. So we're going to go ahead and get another hatchery in our main base as a macro hatch. Let's spread some creep whenever you get a chance with that that queen at the natural, at least to connect the bases. You know, we don't need much. We just need a little. Saturate those gases. At the third, we have the gases coming up, and then you can just remake drone. Make one more round of drones for the fourth, and then we're going to make nothing but units for now. Queen at the fourth. Fix your saturation from your natural to your main. We have 2 oversaturated at your natural and 2 undersaturated at your main. Just get mining being optimal. There we go. And then let's make lings, and then let's get baneling speed. So we need gas for upgrades still, for at least one more upgrade. So it's all good. Let's add that hatchery in our main base to our hockey. We need to make units. You F2'd everything back, but there's an army approaching you right now from the middle of the map. All right, lings, hydras. We're supply blocked. Make way more overlords. Make like 5 more overlords. Okay. All right, what's the attack looking like? Okay, it's looking holdable. Just make some banelings. He's got charge, so we need some banelings, and then we also need baneling speed. Baneling speed, please. Very good. Hydras and lings. Hydras and lings. Let's get our injects going. Let's go ahead and send that queen to the 4th base. The extra one you have at your 3rd base. Yep. Oh, okay. You already have one. Okay. Hydras and lings. Hydras and lings. Go ahead and take a 5th base as well. You can kill that probe now. That's blocking your base down there. And then if we can help it, let's go ahead and retake control of the watchtower. We're really lacking vision now. The most important thing about Zerg is knowing where the army is coming from so we can be in position. Let's go ahead and get +2 attack at your natural, and then let's make 1 big round of drones for our 4th to finish saturating it now that we have a sufficient army. Very nice. Take the gas. You can go ahead and preemptively take the gases since we're going to have the saturation there to saturate them with this round of drones. Very good. Retake the watchtower as well. That's next priority. Yep. Very good. So you can just, let's get an infestation pit. We're going to start making our way towards Hive, and let's send some of those extra drones right there to the 4th base. In your main base, you have 5 oversaturated. Yep. Very nice. All right, let's make units. We're almost maxed. It's only 8.5 minutes in the game. We're doing a great job. One more Overlord, and let's start moving across the map. Keep the Lings on the Watchtower if possible. So you can just F2 everything. Oh, reset your rally first off. Rally to your like third base or something with all your hatches. Yeah. Okay, his army's moving across. Let's make a big round of Banelings. Let's move to the left side. Okay, yeah, we just need to let's make a big round of Banes. Very good. And we're gonna want to try to spread out before we fight this, just in like a line formation. Let's go ahead and get a Lurker in the main base, and then let's start our hive. You can cancel Burrow. Start it on another hatch if you want. If you really want it. I don't know if you want Burrow or not, but okay. All right. So we know his army's on the left side. Let's grab those Hydras and add them to the group, and then let's go. All right, let's go. A move. He's got Storm, so we need to be a little careful. Just make sure we're on A move and not move command. Back up that section. Yeah. Make units. Make Hydraling. Okay. All right. Re-inject. This is fine. We just need to make sure. Yeah. Just back up from the storm. And then back up and spread out in like that line formation that we talked about. Very good. Yeah, spread out. So you want to like arc out into like a concave formation. Very good on the injects. All right, let's make another wave of Banes. Very nice. Oh. Nice arc. This is a perfect arc. This is a really good fight for you. Now stutter step forward, so attack move and then move forward. Attack move, move forward. No, but yeah, both. That's good. Now stop. Now stop. Oh no. Back up. So we let the Banes crash into the Stalkers there. They're way better used on Zealots. Okay, you're getting the Stalkers from behind. This is good. Add that hatchery to your Honky group. Let's make units. We have a lot of money. Back up a little bit. Those units. Back up into your main base and let's make, let's just make, we need Banelings. So let's go into your main base and make Banelings, and then let's make Hydras to support this. So just Lings is not gonna do it here. Nice. Remake the Baneling nest at the 4th. Very good. Inject. Very nice. Hydras. Oh, let's not fight this. We don't have Banelings yet. That's what our Banelings are for. That's what our Banelings are for. Hydras. We just gotta stop the bleeding. Keep making Hydras. We have more money and more larvae. More money, more larvae. All right, now make Lings to go with the Hydras to supplement. They're gonna supplement each other. Start Lurker upgrades. F2 everything together. And A move. Okay, we depleted our bank. Let's make Lurkers out of those Hydras since we stopped the attack. Make as many as you can. Very nice. Let's get +1 melee from that. And then let's get Adrenal Glands from the spawning pool. Nice. Fix that saturation. Very good. We need more. You need to fix it more than that. We only took like 4. That thing has, yeah, 12 out of 6. And then we retake our 5th base now. Well, you just made a round of drones, right? So it's fine. How many drones do we have? You hover over your supply. See, that's fine for now. Let's make more Lurkers, and then let's get ready to attack. One thing we did was lose vision, so we need that Watchtower back. I mean, he's not yet, but the transition will be into air. Let's saturate the gases on our natural, and then let's keep making Hydras and Lings. So, okay, let's remake those drones we just used to saturate that. If you want to use the drones from the mineral line to saturate, that's fine. But most of the time when I say saturate, I mean like just make 3 drones, rally to gas geyser, make 3 drones, rally to other gas geyser, just for the future. All right, inject, and then let's go for an attack. Our Lurker upgrade should be done. We're looking good. Supplies looking healthy. Let's make Hydras mostly for the units. Oh, Burrow. You can. You just need to make sure you burrow, and then we need to make Hydras. We need to always make units before we attack. This is a good fight. Just burrow. Just burrow. Move commanding for too long. Just back it up. That's fine. Kill the yeah. Hydras. Yeah, very good. Unburrow. And then go to the right side. Go to the right side. He's on the left side. We go to the right side, and then we just go no the far right side. Yeah. Very good. Keep going. send those oversaturated drones on your natural to your new base. His army saw you moving, so we're going to... Yep, your new base. Very good. Very good. Up the ramp and burrow. Up the ramp and burrow. Make a wave of Banes at the bottom of the ramp. Oh, you don't have to wait with the... Yeah, go... keep attacking. Keep attacking. And then rally everything back to your main base. We need to make lurkers in the main base if he's going to be... Oh, he's recalling. Burrow. This is perfect. Burrow everything. Keep fighting. F2A. F2A move. Oh, nice. You're killing all the Templar. F2A move. You're on move command. A move. Very good. More Hydras. More Hydras. Very good. Very nice, sir. Look at that. That was a good win. You're playing at 55 APM faster than normal. Look at that. Well, let's go. And if we want to take a look at our economy, that's going to be the most important part to determining how this game went. Because there was we got really close. So I think you would have cleaned without losing a single worker had we just we didn't let the Banelings crash to the Stalkers. Because it was really the reinforcing Zealots that hurt us so much, right? It's because we had that wave of Banelings after we had that concave fight that finished. And then they crashed right into the Stalkers and then 9 Zealots came like right behind them. And so it's just like Exactly, yeah. So the Banelings, just keep them in the back if possible in those situations. You just need like the presence of mind to be able to do so. I know there's a lot going on, but it's just like we try to save the unit counters for the unit counters, right? Like the Hydras can deal with the Stalkers, the Banelings and the Lings deal with the Zealots, kind of thing. So, what'd you think? Heck yeah, you have any questions for me? I guess so, yeah. The more you play, the better you'll get over time. As long as you give your brain enough time to process and you're not just overplaying too much, you'll do nothing but get better, man. I'm going to make you a document like I do for all my other students and put my notes in there. And then if you want another session, there's my Booker Coach section in there. And I definitely recommend you reach out to Eon as well. He's our new Zerg coach. Fantastic guy. And yeah, if you... Also, I do replay analysis every Wednesday, so you should definitely be submitting replays in there as well. I can give you extra little tips and bonus stuff. So, but yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the session. I will see you in the server, my man. Have a great night.